So students, revision of function now for a board examination. In function, you just see syllabus, need of methods, syntax of method, forms of method, method definition, method calling, method overloading, declaration of method. So students, please do watch my previous videos of the function where you will be getting the details of all these things. So methods are basically required in Java programming to implement the logic, and in object oriented terminology it is actually used for implementing the behavior. Now function, when we talk about the function, it has definition. When the definition is there, function can be called, so function call is there. Different types of methods are there. There is pure impure method. Different types of ways of calling a function. There is call by value, call by reference, and here in the syllabus, call by value with the with program, and call by reference only definitions with an example. Okay. After that, students, we have here in the function object creation, then invoking the method with respect to use of multiple methods with different names to implement modular programming using data members and member methods, actual parameters, formal parameters. So students, when a function is defined, it has the if it is having the parameters, those will be called formal parameters, and when the function is called, the parameters at that time, given at that time, actually they are the actual parameters. All right. Declaration of methods, static and non-static. Okay, when a function is to be called with the object using the object name, that is the static non-static method, and when a function is it doesn't need any object name to be called, that is the static method. Okay, that basically belongs to the class. All right. Method prototype. So difference of static and non-static is important. Then method, prototype, signature. When the means function return type, function name, parenthesis, and the parameter types if there is any parameter. So that is complete. That is known as function signature or prototype. Pure impure method. Actually, when the object is created, it contains certain data members within itself. They come from the class, and those variables which are, or the data members which are copied to the object, are known as the instance variables, or it is also known as the state of the object. All right. So any function that does not change the state of the object is known as the um, pure method. And if you remember, whenever we define a display method of any function, so it simply displays the data, it doesn't change it. So that is the pure method. And when we talk about the input function always inputs the value to the data members or the instance variables. So that is the impure method, because that changes the state of the object. All right. Now after that, we have two methods of calling the function: pass by value and pass by reference. Only definition with an example. Now returning values from the methods, use of multiple methods and more than one method with the same name. So calling method is very easy. You need to create the object and then object name dot function name, parenthesis if any parameter is required, then pass parameters. All right. And after that, we have the more than one method with the same name, that is a polymorphism. All right, but different number and types of parameters. And as it is clearly mentioned here, that polymorphism for the function overloading. So function overloading is a way of implementing the concept of polymorphism, and constructor overloading is also there to implement the concept of polymorphism. So different terms we have to learn in this chapter, that is what is function, function definition, function call, function prototype. Then static methods, non-static ones, pure impure method, actual parameter, formal parameter, right? Function prototype and signature are the same thing. They are referring to the same thing. And then ways of calling a function: call by value, call by reference, or call them pass by value and pass by reference. All right. And class, generally one question comes very frequently in the theory part section, where they ask you that a particular means they always tell you the name of the function, what kind of value it returns, what type of parameters it has got. On the basis of that, you have to write the prototype. That question is quite scoring and quite easy also. That's what I am about to discuss just now. All right, so let's move ahead with this. I hope everybody has a clear idea about this chapter function now. And now students, it's a quick revision, so cooperate everyone. And now they're asking for what is pure function? A function that returns a value but does not change the state of the object. That is the pure function. I've already told you what, write the prototype of the function that accept boolean type value but does not return anything. So when the function does not return anything, that means return type will be void. Okay, return type is void, and name of the function not given, so we can keep any name. So funct is there, name of the function, and then data type, which is it is accepting a boolean type. So boolean type, just look at the spelling here, it is small letters, and here in the answer they have given the wrong answer. It will be all small letters. Alright, they are not talking about the wrapper class, they are just talking about the primitive data type, that is boolean type. So just specify boolean in the parenthesis and terminate it by semicolon. Now students, after that, in what way are object oriented programming's principle polymorphism adopted in the programming? So answer is very easy. I've already told you just now, that is function overloading or the constructor overloading. Then after that yeah, they're asking about which concept. So polymorphism is the answer, right? After that, give the prototype of a function check which receives a character ch and integer and return true or false. So here they are already telling you returning true or false. That means these literal belong to which data type? Boolean. So boolean will be there, then check, and is the name of the function. In the parenthesis there are two parameters required. So char ch comma int n. So because they are asking about char ch, character ch, and integer integer n is the parameter. So char comma int. All right, if anybody writes char comma int, they may cut the marks, otherwise it is correct, but they may cut the marks. So in that case, because they have given the name of the variable, that's why you have to specify, otherwise it would have been fine. And don't forget to put a semicolon there. Okay, after that, students, write two advantages of using function. So modularity is one big advantage, and it can be called any number of times. So these two advantages are enough. Otherwise you can write it reduces the length of the program, it takes less memory space for the storage of the program. Okay, so either my answer or these answers you may take for this question. Now give the prototype of a function search which receives, again that question in the icse 2011, very important. This is function search which receives a sentence. Function name is search, and just check parameters sentence sentnc and a word wrd, and returns 1 and 0. Returns 1 and 0, that is int type. Int is the return type. Name of the function is search. In the parenthesis, students, string comma string. So two arguments are there. One is of a string type, the other is also of a string type. The name is sentnc for the first one, and the second one is wrd. Okay, so we have written int search, that is a returning integer type value search, and then a string sentnc is the name of the argument, and a string wrd word. Okay, after that semicolon. What is the role of keyword void in the declaring function? So void means it returns nothing. What are the two ways of invoking the function? Pass by value, pass by reference, or call by value, call by reference. Preferably you will write in the examination call by value and call by reference. That is better. Call by value, call by reference difference. So in call by value, a copy of the actual parameter. What is the actual parameter? The parameter specified in the function call. Okay, and what is the formal parameter? Parameters which are there in the function definition. So actual parameter is copied to the formal parameter in such a way that any change made in the formal parameter does not affect the actual parameter. The actual parameter remains intact. Okay, means no change. Changes are not reflected back. Just opposite, does not affect and it affects. That is the only difference. Okay, so here the actual parameter is returned by the formal parameter. Both use the same memory addresses in such a way that any change made in the formal parameter is reflected onto the actual parameter. Hence the actual parameter also changes accordingly. So one side you learn, the other side a small change, it will become the call by reference, right? Then all primitive type data are passed to the method by using pass by value, int, float, double, long, char, etc. All non-primitive type data means passing the object or array. So all non-primitive type of data are passed to the function by using pass by reference system. So that is example array, object, etc. Okay, so that is a difference. Now what are the values a and b after the following function is executed? The value passed are 30 and 50. So 30, 50 will be copied here. 30 plus 50 is 80, and now in the, so a will be, now a is what is 80. Now after that b equal to a minus b. A is what? A is 80. 80 minus b. B is what? B is 50. So 80 minus 50 is 30, so b will be having what, 30. After that, a equal to a minus b is already what, 80. 80 minus b, b is what, b is 30, so a will have what, 50. So due to this, now a and b will be having their values swapped, interchange value. So a is having now 50 and b is having 30. And after that, we are having the next one. You can see here, differentiate between formal and actual parameters. So I've already told you, formal parameters used along with the function name while defining a function to receive the value passed from the caller, whereas an actual parameter is passed to the formal parameter at the time of a function invoked. So very simply, you may define the formal parameters are the ones which are specified in the function definition, and they receive value from the function through the function call. They receive the actual parameters from the function call, and the parameters which are specified in the function call, you know are known as the actual parameter. They are sent to the function definition, right? And finally, the formal parameters accept those actual parameters. Okay, now, so actual operation is performed on those parameters which are passed through the function call. That is why they are known as the actual parameters. you know it's a kind of like you are having a glass and you are having water, but when you are having water, so actually you are not having the glass. So glass is just a kind of holder. So formal parameters are kind of holder, and actual parameters are the water. Okay, now after that, write a function prototype to the following. Again, that question, it's very very important. A function pos_char which takes a string argument and a character argument and returns returns integer value. A function name is given, pos_char. So name is given, so pos_char you have to write. They have written it wrong. They have written post_char. So you please write the name properly. There won't be any t because that's not in the question. Then returning the value, returning which type of value returns an integer value. So we'll put int over there, then pos_char, and then in this string st comma char chr. So two parameters are there which are specified. One is a string and the other is character. So string st comma char ch. When the no name is given, then you can pick up your name, but the data types, please take care of that. That must be correct. String argument, string they have given a small, but you have to take care of this thing that whenever we pass or when we write the data type string, s will always capital. It's a class. It's not a primitive data type. Char is written all letters small. It's a primitive data type. All right. I hope everybody has a clear idea of this. So now all these fill up the blanks you may do fast. Take the the screenshot and do it yourself. After that, take the correct option. So different questions they are asking for, so you yourself can do it. Do it yourself. One or two I can do. The function which changes the state of the object, I've just discussed just now. Changes the state means impure, changing something. So impure function is there. Okay, parameters used in the function call statement. Parameters arguments used in the function call when the function is being called, not is being defined. So what is that? That is known as the actual parameter, right? Parameters used in the function definition are called the formal parameters. So like this, students, everybody may do it very fast. Let's see what is there. Now function may be associated with return, call, and function call. Function, what is there written? Let me just see. Promote, none. Function may be associated with a call. Function call is there. Function returns also. This question is also not very clear, but a call is the closest option. Return is also a possibility because return type, because function may return something. Okay, all right, thanks everyone. Now we move towards the next part of this. Take the screenshot and please do it yourself. All these questions are theoretical questions, like, right now, like this one, they are asking which of the following type can be used for non-returnable function, that is void. Okay, which is not returning anything. Function body is enclosed with a pair of body they are talking about. So it is with the curly braces. Okay, so curly braces will be the answer. A function is invoked through what? A system, through parameter, none, through object is okay. Then true and false, you may check out. It will be a good practice for you. Then definition of a function, what is a function, what is prototype, already discussed that. Please watch my videos for that. Like here, let's discuss few questions, debug the errors and rewrite the following function prototype. Int sum. Um Here you have to write the data type. So intx comma inty and returning int. That way you can correct that. Okay. Then b float product. There will be uh, int a you can specify comma int y. Some data type is required. Float sum intx, here also some data type is required. So give some default value here also, like that. And here the variable will be specified over here. Okay, so that's important. Float y equal to 3.4. Then write down the main function which calls the following function. So it's very easy to write: public static void main string arg square bracket. And then to call this function, since it's a non-static method, so first we need to call, we need to create the object, and then we will be writing. If just write the statement, then you can simply write int x, because it is returning the int type value. So int x equal to int square, sorry, ob dot square, then some integer value like 50, 60 you pass, or 5. So it will automatically return the square of the number passed. Suppose I pass 5, so it will give 25, and that will be stored in the x. So that way you can see all these questions very fast you can do, right. What are the advantages of defining a method? I've just discussed. What is the benefit of a function, right? Recursive function is not in your course, so leave that. Rest of the things you're already aware of. Yes, access specifier. Access specifier is all about being public, private, and protected. Public, private, and protected. When something is accessible from everywhere inside the class, even through the object. Outside the class, that is public. When something is restricted within the class, it can be accessed by the members of the class, so that is private. And something which is accessible by the members of the class and by the subclass, that is known as protected. Three access modifiers, right. uh, Explain the function of a return statement in the Java programming. Whenever we want to send something out of the function, we use the return statement. Okay. uh, want to return back something from the called environment to the calling environment. Okay, so all these questions are there. Please do revise, everyone. So some more questions, these are the output ones. Take the screenshot and do it, everyone. That's good enough for your practice. All right, please take the screenshot. Thanks, everyone.